This is
Yeah.
fun.
Holy cow!
Loud through.
This is amazing!
Yeah.
Go team go! Come on. Go
All right,
team
are you
go.
ready?
We're so much more
We can
efficient
go
when
whenever.
HP's president.
Yeah, we're going, so...
Wait, who's hosting this? Hey, welcome to On the Verge. We're really excited to have you here. We've got a great day planned, and it looks right now that I'm in the hot seat, Sam.
You are, and you know, the people don't know this, but it's pretty early in the morning. We're just having some chicken wings for breakfast here, so
It's not my favorite breakfast. I'm not gonna lie. No, and it smells very pungent.
It smells different right
does,
now.
a little different.
It's a little more intense, but I did also really fill those,
Yeah, those
up.
are soaked.
So we're gonna start from this end
Okay.
and go that way.
Alright.
And hopefully you make it through without crying, because
Yeah, that one
that's
smells
kind of the standard. Foster set the bar really low.
Yeah, I heard that, and I'm trying to maintain some dignity on.
Right,
the show,
yeah. Yeah. So go ahead and start with our first chicken wing here. And just tell us how you met Bethany.
Bethany and I met because I moved into an apartment above her grandma's house
Aw.
when I took a job out in Ohio. And we went to the same church, ran in the same friend group. There was like 4 of us, and she was the best one, and so we picked each other.
One.
Yeah, she was.
She is the best.
She
We
is
love
the best.
Bethany. Shout out to Bethany. And so did she visit her grandma a lot? Is that how you guys...
She did, and then she
Aw.
increasingly visited her grandma.
Oh,
mhm.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how it worked.
Aw. Her grandma's probably loving that, though, so that's great.
Her grandma's awesome, too. Shout out to Addie.
Aw. All right, go ahead. We'll move on to our next question. So I know that you play a lot of sports or have played a lot of sports and like water skiing and all that kind of stuff. Do you have any good sports injuries that you can tell us about?
I do.
Do you need a napkin?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay right now. Last fall, a mountain bike. A couple mountain bike trails around the area. I'm not that great at it, and there was a new trail that opened up in Valpo. I was going with my dad. And my dad is pushing 50, and I figured whatever he could do, I could do.
Yeah.
So we got to this section of the trail, big drop in, and then there was some tabletop jumps at the bottom. And my dad drops in, and he's flying. I'm like, okay, sounds good, and I follow. And I take this jump, and I'm suddenly in the air. Whoa! Moving forward over my handlebars, head into next jump, broken elbow, sounded like bike was thrown off the cliff. It was a rough couple weeks. Yeah.
And your dad just kept going and was
Yeah, I
like,
kept
"See,
going."
Scott?"
The worst thing about it is that I had to bike out of the trail.
Oh, no.
Or then bike home because we biked to the trail.
Did you cry
I
at all?
did, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Just one
It
long tear.
wasn't a great day. Wasn't a great day.
Aw. All right, so I don't know how many jobs you've had prior to working at Bethel, but everyone has like a worst job, one that they've just absolutely hated. Can you tell us about the worst job that you've ever had?
Yes. When I was out of college, I ended up working for this company called LexisNexis, and I ran security for them.
Oh.
So I walked around for 8 hours a day.
And just walked around.
I walked around for 8 hours a day. Put in like 10 miles every day. It was a super easy job.
Did you have like a donut and a coffee all the time?
No donut, but I had this little wand thing, and I had to like mark points on these walls, and it beeped, and it was a whole thing. Yeah.
What did that do?
I don't know,
Oh.
but they told me
You're
to
just,
do
like,
it, so I did it.
Casting spells onto
Yep.
the wall.
Yep.
Perfect. Are these hot?
That one's getting a little hotter. Yeah. That's
Okay.
spicy mustard.
I've heard this was the worst one of them all.
I'm feeling it.
So next question is, what is your favorite part about student ministry and just Verge in particular? Besides the students, we know that
Oh,
they're
yeah.
awesome. What's your second favorite part?
My second favorite part of student ministry. Our leaders are awesome, but that's kind of like students as well. You know what's really cool? I like when we have interns coming for the summer.
Yeah.
We had Tim Filatov at HP. Shout out Tim.
Tim was awesome.
We had Tim last summer, and it was awesome. It was so cool it was cool just to see people like grow into the ministry area they're interested in.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
That was really fun. We miss having Tim around.
Yeah. What do?
Next question, a little
Who?
less serious.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on dinosaurs?
Oh. Well.
Is that one spicy?
I'm a little spicy. Oh, I'm sweating. It's coming.
Are you hiccuping
The
yet?
meat sweats are coming.
Ew.
One of my personal heroes, Ross Geller from Friends, is a paleontologist. So
Yep.
I'm a fan of dinosaurs. I'm a fan of dinosaurs in movies. I probably wouldn't be a fan of dinosaurs in real life. But
What's your favorite dinosaur?
my favorite dinosaur is the one with the big shield on its head.
Oh, a triceratops.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Triceratops, yeah.
I watched a lot of Land Before Time when
I
I
was
was
just
little.
going to say, tree stars. That would be
Yes!
better than this, but
I could do that challenge, just hot sauce
my
on tree
tongue
stars.
is tingling.
Yeah.
It's tingling. I'm scared about this last one.
That
I'm not
one,
going to lie.
that one seemed pretty easy for everyone else, but I mean,
okay.
by this point, Foster was literally in tears,
That is true.
emotional over this
That is
process.
true.
So
Right now.
I can't tell if you're getting emotional.
I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
You're at least almost there.
Whew.
Last question is, what is your favorite song, like in your whole entire life? It doesn't have to be currently. And then what has been your least favorite song that was just like so popular, always playing on the radio?
Yeah.
For me, it was Firework by Katy Perry. The plastic bag line just
Oh, yeah.
doesn't do it for me. I don't get it.
My favorite song ever, I had a real big Coldplay moment in high school, and Viva La Vida sticks out.
I like
Viva La
straightened
Vida.
my hair to that every single day.
I did not, but I liked it. Least favorite song, Call Me Maybe, freshman year of college. That just got way overdone.
Yeah, real quick. That was a bad one. All right, well,
Way overdone.
so was the last one as bad as you thought?
That one is not as bad. It's this one right here.
What is that one called?
I can't.
Oh,
Harissa.
that's the one we can't pronounce. That one and this one. Those are the worst.
That's hot.
Well, thanks for playing. Thanks for taking
for
the
having
challenge
me.
so early in the morning. We really appreciate that.
Yep.
And we are going to now transition in our study in James. So we'll see you up here.
I'll see you in a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some good milk. My tongue's a little tingly, but that's okay. I got my glass of milk here, and we're gonna power through this because we're in the Word right now. And we're excited about it.
Do it.
We're gonna be working through James 2:14-26, talking about faith and a specific kind of faith. So, Foster, maybe before we get into too much of discussion here, could you just maybe give us a brief definition of faith? What does faith mean to you? How can we know what that means?
Yeah, so an easy acronym that I've always held to is, we often say we have faith in something. We have faith in the Cubs, which you shouldn't. They're terrible. We also say we have faith.
You went for it, didn't you?
I just went right in there.
Right in there.
But faith is, an easy way to remember it is forsaking all, I trust him. And what that does is, like, when you look at everything in your life that you can put faith in, what you're doing is, like, when you put your trust in something. Mm-hmm. And so here, James's audience he wants people to start moving. He wants them to do stuff, not just say they're just in the face in the book, but rather get up and look at other people and go serve them. Yep. So faith, in its essence, is just, who do you trust? And if you trust that person, how do you show it?
This is an important, really, at the end of the day, this is an important question for us. Who are we trusting? And does that thing we trust actually do anything for us? Yeah. And that's what we're getting into in verse 14. We talk about certain kinds of faith that can save us. Yeah. And certain kinds of faith that can't save us. So, Andrew, as we get into this passage, we're talking about a specific kind of faith. Can this kind of faith that's described in verse 14 save me? It says, what good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works?
Yeah, and that's what he says. Can that faith save you? And the answer is no. What he's talking about is there's people in his church that are claiming that they love Christ, that they know Jesus, they have a relationship with Jesus. They're claiming these things, but when you actually look at their lives, there's no works, there's no response. Because I do love the Cubs, my response is to cheer and to wear their gear and to talk about them and to follow them and to because it's all my love emits actions. You know, we love our spouses, and to show, prove, and to act on that, we do things for our wives. We flowers, feed, serve, love, those things. And Jim's saying he's looking at his people, and they're not doing much. They're claiming things, or they're knowing things about Jesus. I know Jesus. I know this fact. I know this verse.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
And that's not saving faith.
It's not, and that's a dangerous place to be in.
Yeah.
And that kind of faith without works can't save us, ultimately can't save us. We get into verse 15, and we get a description of this type of faith. It says, if a brother or a sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and filled, but you don't do anything for them, what good is that? So also faith by itself, if it doesn't have works, is dead. And so maybe we can get really practical right now, guys.
Yeah.
For us sitting here, for us sitting at home, what does faith with works look like for us?
A few things. This right here, this is something I'm very passionate about because it happens in our lives. We talk to people, and a few analogies come to my mind is the whole instance, like someone just tells you they're going through deep water. You say, oh, I'll pray for that, and you walk away.
Yeah.
You forget.
Yeah.
You're not going to pray for that person. It's like you don't take that moment to pray for them right there.
Yeah.
And next, another illustration that comes to my mind, which I've used before, is I'm married to Emily. I say I'm married to Emily, but let's say I get this wedding ring and I toss it in the garbage. You see me hanging out with other girls. You see me talking to them. You see my texting thread is filled with talking to 30 other girls.
Yeah.
You'll look at me saying, you're full of it, Foster.
Yeah.
You're not married to Foster. You're not married to Faisal. You're not married to Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same argument is here. He's saying, like, if you're saying you're this, but you're doing that, you're full of it. You're not really a Christian. You're not really a follower of Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're trying to put practical feet to our faith.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Scripture tells us how to do that too. If you were to just self-evaluate yourself and say, well, I'm not maybe doing a whole lot, I wouldn't just say, well, you're not saved and just throw the baby out with the bathwater. But he gives an example. If there's people in need and you're not helping them, help them.
Yeah.
Because that's the heart of Christ. As Christ followers, we have his heart, we're having his mind, and we're being made in his image. And so he's telling his church, there's people in need, go serve, because Christ would serve. And so I think for us, knowing how to live out our faith in practical, real ways is really important.
Yeah, and it's going to be situational.
Yeah.
What it looks like for you is not necessarily what it looks like for me, because you have different people around you.
Yeah.
And you have different people around you. So who in your life are we serving? Guys, maybe we could have a brief discussion at the end here. We're talking about what kind of faith then does save us. If faith without works doesn't save us, what kind of faith does save us? At the end here in verse 24 and 26, 24, you see that a person is justified by works and not by faith alone. Foster, can you speak into that a little bit? What does it mean to be justified by faith, and how do we kind of understand that passage?
Yeah, so there's so much to really unpack, which we can't do at all. But I think it's good to understand two contexts. So we're studying the book of Romans of the church, and that is really deep. And basically, I want you to imagine two sword fighters tackling different people. Paul in Romans is arguing you're justified by faith because that is talking about like you before God. How is someone saved? James here is talking about how you're justified by works. Is like, okay, if you're saved this way, prove it this way.
Yeah.
And so these two have to be in sync together. And so what does it mean to be justified? It means that the verdict, the judge is looking out on a person saying like, no, I clear you of your charges.
Yeah.
You are saved, meaning that you are plucked out of the fire. You are no longer seen as distant from God, but drawn into God. And so what kind of faith saves a person?
Yeah.
It is a complete trust in Christ for everything in your life. And that trust is manifested in your decisions you make, the lifestyle you live, and to your values you hold, in a complete dependence on him for every moment of your life.
Yeah.
If we know him, we're going to act differently.
The vertical is always affecting the horizontal.
Yeah, that's good. We kind of look at this and what if I look at this, Andrew, and I say, well, I'm not seeing good works in my life. I'm not seeing selflessness. I'm not seeing love for others. What do I do with that?
I would ask, do I even love Christ? Like, actually ask that question. Am I in love with him, or are my affections for him? Do I desire to hear and know him more? That's where you have to start. You can't... manufacturing works isn't the solution. This isn't saying let's pretend to be nice, let's pretend to serve, let's pretend to do good things. it's coming from Christ. And so what we desire for all of our students is to know and love Jesus Christ. We want their affections for Jesus, for their Savior, to grow more and more every time they're with us, every day they're walking with Christ. And so we want kids to know Jesus, that Jesus died for their sins, that Jesus offers them forgiveness for everything that they have done and will do.
Yeah.
And that's what we preach every single week, because we know in our lives that before Christ we were all going to hell. Before Christ we didn't love Jesus at all. But he opened our eyes to who we are, fallen, broken, broke one rule, we broke them all, and that through Jesus we're saved. And that's the most amazing news that we can have. And so, do you love Jesus? Do you know that to be true, that Jesus is amazing? Do you love him? And then from that, you will grow as you read his word, as you know his character, as you know what you've been called to do. You're going to respond in ways as what he tells you to do. So, I mean, that's what we want.
Absolutely. And we want you to take your next step with Jesus, and maybe that next step is a first step. And if that's the case, then we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being in the Word with us. We're going to head off to our next challenge. Welcome to our challenge. If you've got a bag full of lemons at home, grab them now because you're going to want to do this with us. We've got a bunch of lemons here. Here's the deal. Lemons are sour.
Terrible.
This is not good.
We've got to try to eat as many of them in 1 minute as we can. So most finished lemons after a minute is the goal.
Noted. I cried a lot yesterday with just the hot wings.
Yes.
So when it comes to these challenges, no, Sam Stooksbury, the worst. The worst.
Yes.
Shout out to Sam for being the worst.
Hot and sour here.
To eat them, it's basically put it in your mouth, bite it as hard as you can, suck the juice out, throw the rind away.
This is going to be a little bit of a gentleman's game here. So we're trusting you to eat the lemon completely.
I'm putting the whole thing in my mouth and biting.
Yeah. Rind and all. No.
Yep. And
Rind and all.
I'll spit it out.
All right, so we've got a
I'll do
minute
that.
here. We're gonna say that you can grab whatever grab.
I'll take the big
lemon.
one.
I'll take a
As long
tiny
as
one.
the sticker doesn't get in my mouth, that'd be gross.
Seeds can go into the bucket too. So we're gonna get a countdown here.
Oh.
We'll go 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that was gross.
I'm taking a rind because oh, cold.
I got it. I'm doing this.
They're frozen. Why are they so cold?
My teeth hurt.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm spitting.
I'm getting sick. This is terrible.
That's right, Foster.
I'm at 4.
Have I said that Sam's the worst?
I'm at 4.
The cheers are coming from Foster.
That's just tears.
I'm doing great. I can do this all day.
Are you actually swallowing
I
it?
buy it. Yeah, why not? It's not bad as I thought.
Are you kidding me?
Except for that. That was bad.
Oh my gosh, I hope you choke.
I mean, they're all... That's fine. You just have moments.
Great.
I feel like I'm just going to get a white ribbon at this point. I'm just getting a participation ribbon.
I can get one more.
I'm not going to get one more.
Oh, my
Time. All right,
I
boys.
crushed it.
I don't think you can count mine. I sucked on mine.
Those are not sitting well with my hot wings.
No.
All right, what we
I'm
got
gonna
here?
show.
I have one, because the other ones I can't even justify being done.
I bit and sucked them all out. They're all... Look at this. I think I beat Scott.
I think so. 2,
Which is,
4,
oh,
6,
you ate
7.
everything though. That was good.
I'm gonna be a man about it. And
Oh, so we're bringing the masculinity card in
Just
this
saying.
now.
I think I
2,
did.
4, 6. I think that's Andrew.
Andrew.
I'm still chewing on mine.
I did it to a
it's
few,
just
but I
sour.
just bit and sucked, so that was fine.
We're giving that win to Andrew.
Yay!
Thanks so much for hanging out with us on The Verge. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.